Hi, my name's Jan Copley. I live and practice in Pasadena, California. I have handled hundreds of estate plans, creating them, settling them when somebody comes sick or somebody dies. And in the course of doing that, I have managed to save families hundreds of thousands of dollars in estate taxes. And I've also managed to help people save their homes and their retirement benefits from going to pay for long-term medical care in a convalescent hospital. But very often when I tell people I do estate planning, I get the response with, I don't have an estate. And so I thought I would give you 3 short stories today about the emotional benefits of estate planning for both the people who die and for the survivors. The first story I have is a couple of clients came in, a husband and wife, and husband was the more dominant partner. And it was very, very clear that his chief goal was to make sure that his wife was cared for, both financially and that the right people were doing it. And over time, she developed dementia and he became ill. And the family tells me that in his last days, he expressed great satisfaction and peace by knowing that his wife was cared for and that the right people were looking after her. And that's exactly the case. After he died, she had tremendous care from those people for the rest of her life. The second story I want to tell is the story for the benefit of a survivor. I was working with a woman and we spent quite a bit of time working on her advanced health care directive, including the instructions in case she was finally ill or fatally ill. And as it turns out, she did have an aneurysm and she died. And the daughter came in, a couple of weeks after her mother died and said, I thank you so much for putting together that advanced health care directive with the clear instructions, because it told me what my mother wanted when she couldn't communicate it, and I made the decisions that I needed to make, and I am at peace with the decisions that I needed to make. So tremendous benefit for the survivor. The third story I want to tell is of a husband and wife. They came in to see me. He was working, she was staying at home taking care of their 3 children. And at the time that they came to see me, one child was in junior high, one was in elementary school, and one was a baby. About 10 years later, he died quite suddenly. But because of the good estate planning that we did in coordination with his financial planner, now his eldest child is a senior at Caltech on full scholarship. The other 2 children are going to expensive private schools in Pasadena and receiving tremendous educations. Widow has been able to continue to stay at home and be a full-time mom, stay in her home, and has a stream of income for the rest of her life, which is sufficient to support her for the rest of her life. And so in that case, I know that that's what he wanted, and the estate planning was such that they were able to maintain their lifestyles and meet their goals for themselves and their children. So I hope that if you give me the glib toss off that, I don't have an estate, maybe these emotional stories will be helpful to you. Thanks very much.